Get your mic.
All set?
Yep.
All
You're
right.
ready.
All right, let me call the meeting of December 16th of the Inland Wetlands Commission of New Canaan to order. Will the secretary take the roll, please?
Yes, Mr. Stepanek.
Here.
Ms. Jameson, present. Ms. Brunali.
Absent.
Mr. Redden.
Here.
Ms. Sanford. Here. Mr. Williams.
Here.
Ms. Wakey. Here. Mr. Mastronardi.
Here,
Here.
I'm on Zoom.
Mr. Ramirez. Absent.
Don, Kathleen Holland for the record. Thanks for joining us. We can hear you loud and clear.
Number 3, approval of the agenda. Do you all have a copy of the agenda? Any comments, questions, deletions? If not, can I hear an approval? Priscilla, second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Before we go to number 4, to ask the first selectman, Carlson, to conduct the organizational portion of tonight's wetlands meeting, I would like to make an announcement. I am resigning my role as chairman of the Wetlands Commission as of tonight's meeting. For your information, I have spent 18 years as chairman and believe it is time to give another commission member the opportunity to serve as chairman. The 18 years have really flown by, beginning in January of 2007. I will say it has been educational, challenging, and thought-provoking. More importantly, though, during this time, I believe we, as a commission, decided on many applications that have resulted in protecting the town's wetlands and watercourses. I also have made many good friends in the past 18 years. So thank you, everyone that's here. And also those that may be listening and watching and not here, for the privilege of serving as chairman of the Wetlands Commission. And now let me turn the meeting over to our first selectman.
Well, I'd like to thank you for having me here tonight, and also thank you all for your service this past year. I know you have some very long meetings and lots of important things to consider every meeting. So I appreciate all that you do for the town of New Canaan. So thank you. So I guess what I need to do next is ask for a nomination for the role of chair.
I would like to nominate Angela Jameson, our secretary.
Thank you.
I think she'd be a very good chairman.
Thanks, Dan.
Second.
Thanks, Sandy. Do I have any further nominations for the office of chair? Seeing none, if I could get a vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
It looks unanimous. Congratulations, Angela.
Congratulations.
you.
Yep.
And moving on to the role of secretary, do I have a nomination for the role of secretary? Angela.
I would like to nominate Sandy Redden to be secretary.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Priscilla. Any other nominations for the office of secretary? Seeing none, all those in favor of Sandy Redden for secretary? It is unanimous. Congratulations to both of you. And Dan, thank you for your very long service to this commission. We really appreciate all you've done.
Thank
and
you.
and we're not losing you yet, just losing you as chair.
That's right.
So, yes, Angela.
So if I may, before we close the organizational section of this meeting, I would just like to propose a motion to thank Dan Stepanek for his sterling, long-standing service as chair of the Inland Wetlands Commission over the last 18 years. Dan really has been a great chair. He's always very fair. He's extremely patient, very open-minded, and unfailingly polite. He's also been extremely inclusive. He always makes sure that everyone gets the opportunity to put their point of view, whether they're applicants, town residents, and commission members. And he's been just a great mentor to newer members of the commission, including myself. I have learned a great deal from Dan about the inland wetlands regulations and how they have been applied here in the town of New Canaan, as well as learning a lot about how to run a meeting, including the importance of Robert's rules. So I would also just add that Dan's disarmingly low-key Midwestern manner has been an extremely effective when it's come time to ask some tough questions in a non-confrontational way. So thank you, Dan, for everything that you have done for us, for being our fearless leader over so many years. And we're all delighted that you will remain a member of the commission. So I would like to propose a motion to thank Dan for his service.
Wow. Could you read that 10 more times, please?
I'm even voting on that one.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, very much.
Number 5, we better just go back to number 2 and seat an alternate for Beth Brunali. Commissioner Owsley, would you please stand in for Commissioner Brunali, who is not present this evening? Thank you so much. So moving on to number 5. Firstly, the minutes of the regular meeting of November 18th. Does anybody have any comments on those minutes, please? If not, may I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All those in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
And I will abstain as I was not present at the meeting on November 18th.
I'm abstaining as well for the same reason.
Thank you so much. Now the minutes for the site visit of December 4th of this year. You've received a copy of those. Any comments? If not, please could I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I second it.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. So now we will open the regular meeting. Item number 6, the applications to be received and if complete to be scheduled for our January 27th, 2025 regular meeting. Application 24-44, 1506 Onoke Bridge, Jeffrey and Stephanie J. Seidel. Suction dredging of an approximately 1/4 acre existing pond, exporting spoils from the site, installation of native wetland plantings. Application 24-47, 1 Echo Hill Road, Echo Hill LLC. The application proposes to restore an existing pond by removing sediment within the existing pond bank. Approximately 1/3 of the dredge spoils will be deposited on the site, with the remainder being taken off-site. Application 24-48, 3 Farm Road, Town of New Canaan, to transform an existing man-made wetland into a newly designed wetland area, extending its parking lot to create an additional 30 parking spaces. A portion of this new parking area will be located in the 50-foot upland review area for other wetlands on the property. The proposed activities are part of a proposal to construct an addition to the existing not-for-profit community health facility on the property. So 3 new applications that we have received this evening. So let's schedule a site visit. And we're looking at 2 dates, January the 7th, which I believe is a Tuesday, and January the 8th. So how many people could make January 7th? Please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. Don, what about you? I think we've lost Don for the moment. Okay, so we have 3 people that can definitely make January 7th. So that's 5, yes. And then what about January 8th? Please raise your hand if you can make January the 8th.
I have an hour from 8 to 9. At 9, I'd have to be on a call.
Right, okay.
So I'd say no.
I would say no,
for
because
him.
the other thing is, as you'll see, we have 3 sites to visit. Some of them are pretty large. So I think we need to reserve an hour and a half to 2 hours for the site visit.
I'll see if I can reschedule.
Well, actually, it looks
But
like
you were-
January 7th.
You were
would
good
work.
on the 7th.
7th works for
Oh,
me.
okay.
Yeah.
Then
Well, that seems
Yeah.
like the better date. Okay, so our site visit will be on Tuesday, January the 7th at 8 a.m. starting here at Hall.
And Phil, you were not certain. You'll check your schedule.
I'm gonna check.
Okay.
I can do the 7th too. I'm sorry, I was having trouble unmuting it. This is Don Mastronardi.
Thank you so much, Don. So let's move on now to item 8, which is a continuation of an application, 2433 342 Indian Rock Road, Jennifer Skim. Applicant is requesting permission to maintain activities completed in and near regulated wetlands. Activities reported to include tree removal of dead beech, repair of erosion in yard, top dressing small areas to repair damage from broken sump pump pipe, filling and grading to improve runoff in yard. Before we proceed any further, I would just like to say for the record that I was not at the meeting in November when there was a presentation in relation to this application, but I have reviewed the video. Are there any other commission members who were not present in November? Can I ask you to say whether you reviewed the video?
I was not present and I have not.
Okay. Very good. Well, as I think you're going to hear in a minute, we're not proposing to proceed with a presentation this evening, but I think it's important that everyone who is going to be seated at January's meeting to have reviewed the video to be able to say that they did actually see what happened in November. So thank you. So now I'd like to ask Director Holland just to give us a brief update on this particular application and where we stand.
Sure, Kathleen Holland for the record. At the last meeting in November, you'll recall that the applicant has hired Jim McManus from JMM Environmental Consulting. They were given the task of preparing a plan and submitting it by December 4th to the commission. I reached out prior to December 4th and on December 4th and beyond. I have not yet received a plan or a report that has been promised. I have had 2 conversations with Mr. McManus, and as late as of today, they are still intending to provide that plan. After speaking with the applicant, he attempted himself to provide a plan that was not suitable. So I did give some feedback on that plan, and Mr. McManus does understand that it has to be a qualified, credentialed individual to actually provide the information to the commission. So he is to be speaking again with his client to try to get that information. together so that you all can make a decision on this wetland violation. In my report, I did mention that, failing all these months to come together with a plan that the commission can review, I did reach out to the town attorney this afternoon and briefed him on kind of where this one is at this point in the game. The next drop dead date is January 13th, I believe I put in the staff report. So that has been communicated to Mr. McManus that on or before January 13th, they have to get something that you can hopefully consider at the January meeting. So that's where things stand right now.
So we will be holding over this application until the January meeting. So let's move on to item 9, a new application, 82 Brookwood Lane, Brookwood Hills, LLC. The proposed regulated activity for which an inland wetland permit is being sought is the construction of common infrastructure to support a proposed 9-lot residential subdivision. The regulated infrastructure activities include the conversion and expansion of a single-lane asphalt driveway, the installation of associated stormwater best management practices, the installation of power communication and data utility lines, the installation of a dry hydrant, and the completion of wetland and watercourse mitigation activities. Permits are not being sought for the development of each lot. So we have received a petition from over 25 residents of the town of New Canaan to hold a public hearing. And under section 11 of the inland wetland regulations of the town, this is one of the situations where we should hold a public hearing. So I would like to see if we can't move to hold a public meeting at our next meeting, which is the 27th of January. But we will, in order to do that, we will need to receive an extension from the applicant, because a public hearing is supposed to be held within, I think, 65 days of receipt of application. And by the 27th of January, we'll just be somewhat beyond that. So is there someone here who can speak for the applicant in that regard?
Kathleen Holland, for the record, I do not believe anyone from the applicant's team is on Zoom. I don't see anyone that is part of this application, and I do not believe anyone in the audience is representing them. I can tell you that I did speak with Attorney Zabatakis, who is representing the applicant, and I spoke to her about my staff report regarding that the commission would need to get an extension of time from them in order to get to the 27th. She said that would be fine, but she wanted to wait to grant that until she knew where you guys might land with actually scheduling the public hearing. So I would say it's safe to say they will grant. If you're going to schedule for January 27th, they'll grant the extension.
Well, that seems preferable to actually scheduling a special meeting prior to the 27th and then holding the regular meeting on the 27th. So I would like to move that we hold a public hearing on this application, 82 Brookwood Lane, at our regular meeting on the 27th of January. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. So that is unanimous. So we won't have any presentations or discussion today. We're going to, this evening, we'll hold that off until the 27th. But I think there has been some additional update that maybe Director Holland wants to give us.
Again, I did speak with the town attorney on that as well. We're going to just postpone all of that because much of that information came in after.
Okay.
So we'll pick that up in January.
Okay, very good. So more to come on the 27th of January. So item number 10, agent report. Doesn't look like we have any. Nope, so. And
Enjoy this month.
We'll make some.
yeah,
Wow.
so, but just before I see if anybody wants to move adjournment, I would just like to thank the members of the commission for voting for me to be chair, and I look forward to being chair, and please, you know, help me in that role. I'd much appreciate it. I look forward to working with Sandy Redden, who is the new secretary. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention is that there is a Connecticut land use law webinar for municipal land use agencies, boards and commissions. So that covers not only P&Z, ZBA, but also inland wetlands. It's on Saturday, March the 22nd from 9 a.m. to 4:30. The good news is it is a webinar, so it's a virtual Zoom meeting. And I've attended one of these in the past, and they really do provide great training on legal issues, land use law that we need to know about in inland wetlands. So I'm certainly planning to attend remotely, and would like to ask Director Holland to send the details out to all the commission members so they can see if they would like to participate as well. And typically the town is willing to pay the cost.
We have the fun.
We have the funds.
What's the name of the webinar?
It's Connecticut Land Use Law for Municipal Land Use Agencies, Boards and Commissions. So
And what day of the week is that?
it's a Saturday.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
I too have attended this in the past few times, and it is well done, excellent. You will get a ream of very good, actually a manual as part of your participation, great reference material. And when you take a look at this, you'll see Ira Bloom, our town attorney, is running one of the panels. So he's very active in this particular group. It does tend to be a little, there's a lot of planning and zoning portions of this, but it's very commingled in like procedures and policies, and it definitely a ton of overlap and really good training if anyone can spend the time.
Good. So any other business?
I don't know. People in the audience want to make a comment or something, or they're just here for?
No,
No,
those
no.
are just for waiving. They're just listening.
Yeah. Okay, well, could I hear a motion to adjourn the
I'll
meeting?
make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Redden.
I'll second it. Sanford.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. No, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you. Congratulations.
Yes.
Glad you're
Thank
sticking
you.
around.